we're getting all these questions. I'm getting Tom Brady questions. I'm getting Philip River questions. I'm getting, should we do this? Should we do that? Should we do this? We don't know.
Yeah.
And you don't know until Friday. Now, let's just set the timetable. If everything goes great, which is a big if, you know, 24 weeks or 6 months, 6 times 4, 24. Look at that.
September.
August 25th would be the exact 6 month time frame from the Friday surgery. Season opener is that Thursday, September 10th. That is best case scenario. So, my question to you is this, Wayne. What are your thoughts on this Purdy surgery? How does it make you feel about free agency, the draft? What kind of swirling on in your head just in regards to Brock? And I don't care about the Brock trade debate. Don't care about that. We can't even have that debate till after the surgery. But what's kind of your mindset just with like, man, what can we take away from this on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping and praying for those that out there that like to pray. Like we're hoping and praying that everything goes according to plan. Here's the issue with Brock Purdy. What kind of makes me a little bit more nervous than others is the fact that the swelling continued to be there for such a long period of time. And so, like, does that mean that I'm sure there's no swelling now because he's scheduled to have the surgery. So obviously the swelling had to go down. But when they open up the elbow, it may not look as what they thought it may have looked. So that's why there was always two options. And so it might actually be the other option when they open it up. Now, if they do that, then we have to start talking about possibly are they going to give Tom Brady a call, all this type of stuff, whatever, whatever. Which I still feel like why not just go with Trey Lance? I don't understand what the problem is unless he's not healthy. But that's we won't know anything, John, until Friday. Honestly, we can't fully assess the situation until the doctors say, "Hey, it's what is it, a slight tear and it's going to be repaired and we're good to go," opposed to having to be reconstructed and rebuilt in Tommy John surgery. So we really don't know, bro.
And I've said this countless times that I trust the 49ers with a lot of information that they let out. Injuries is not until way down the line. Like if they have to do a Tommy John replacement, which I don't think they will, I might be one of the few ones here that I don't think that's going to be the case. Here's what's going to happen. Surgery's going to happen. Surgery went as expected. We're really excited to get moving forward and all positive steps. And we're excited for this to attack this rehab phase. Like I think that's going to be the press. Like it's what it's going to be. We're not going to know until that 3 month until we get that he's throwing the ball because it takes 3 months of rehab and then 3 months you can start throwing a tennis ball or whatever. Then you work your way up to a baseball, softball,
Mhm.
football, all that kind of stuff. So at 3 months, that's when it starts. So part of me is scared just from our perspective, Wayne. I want to say Friday we're going to know more, but the kind of evil darkness on my shoulder says, we're going to get some word salad from the 49ers and from Brock Purdy's camp, and
But
we
why?
might not even know
Like,
then.
but why not just ease the mindset? Well, they don't have to. I guess that's
Yeah.
that's what
Well,
it
we
comes
didn't know about Trey's second surgery until after it happened. You know what I
correct.
mean? Like, and
That's
and they
true.
said afterwards, "Oh, well, we knew this was a strong possibility." They didn't tell us. Nobody knew that. And for the 49ers leak all this information crowd, it's like not one person knew. Not
See,
one person knew that there was a possibility of a second surgery till after the fact.
I guess I'm just the opposite to what you're thinking because I'm more like the 49ers do know what the hell is going on
Mhm.
and they're not like letting they're trying to keep the poker face on, but it might be worse than what we think. And so
Possible.
I know no one thinks that Tommy John surgery thing is possible, but it's possible. It's possible that it's worse than what it was. Let me just explain again. I'm not a doctor, not any of that. I don't have an MD or a PhD. I just majored in psych. So mentally, I can kind of like break some stuff down. But let me just explain the injury one more time. This was a contact injury. This is not a normal wear and
Wear and
tear
tear.
pitching, throwing all the goddamn time since I was two type of an injury. This actually happened through force and it was bent. And so I'm wondering if that makes it a little bit worse than a regular UCL like that happens from wear and tear.
See,
Look at
I'm the opposite of you there
it's so funny.
because the tendon, like the Tommy John thing, is that over pronation whenever you're doing those curveballs
Yes,
and whatever in the elbow. So
yes,
like you have to replace the tendon because it's worn out.
it's worn
Right? I'm
out. That's
42.
very
I'm
clear.
40 years old. I'm worn out. When I
Hmm.
cough, my back pops. I don't know why. That's not normal. I'm worn
Correct,
out.
correct.
He's not worn out. Like because it's a
But-
force,
but
that makes me think the tendon could be repaired because it's probably in good
Good
condition. But
shape,
again,
good shape.
speculation.
But it depends on how
Speculation.
bad it was torn, and they don't know until
Yeah.
they go in. See what I'm saying? So like you're right. Listen, I agree with that. It's wear and tear, and he hasn't worn and torn it, right? But what if it was ripped so bad through the force? And no, we're not talking Jedi and Star Wars and all that stuff, but what if the force ripped it so bad that it has to be reconstructed? So we're hoping that that's not the case.
Right.
Okay, we're
Look
hoping.
at Gregus. This is another thing. Like it's I think another issue is like we think it's 6 or 12 months. There's a 9 month in there too. The hybrid, right?
Oh,
6
okay.
repair, 9
Nine,
hybrid,
nine,
12
nine.
replace.
There it is. I forgot about the
But
hybrid.
for the 49ers, all intents and purposes, 9 month and 12 month don't really matter for this year. Maybe
Well,
he could come back in the playoffs or something along those lines, but
the other thing that we don't factor in is how is he going to return after he comes back from this? I mean, throwing a tennis ball, throwing a football, and then getting out there and doing it for real is two different things. And so, like, then there's a mental aspect. There's the psychology part that needs to come in there. Like, can he get over the hump? What if he doesn't come back the same? What if he doesn't have the same pop or the same zip in his throw? Like, it's a
I'll
lot.
I'll say this though, Wayne, you and I, we are children of the 90s
We
and
are
we
children of
watched the movie Rookie Year with
yes, we
Rowan
did.
Gardner, right? Come
It's
on, man.
crazy
There's a
watching him as a
possibility.
grown man right now, though. Like, this. No, that was the greatest injury movie I've ever seen in my entire life, and boy, he was throwing until it popped back in.
Yeah,
He was amazing. Now listen, here's this. Prayers up to Brock. I'm wishing him a speedy recovery. I'm praying that everything goes well. I'm hoping he'll be back between the 3 to 6 months and not the hybrid, not the 9 months, and not
right.
the full Tommy John at 12 months. We're hoping it's the 3 to 6 month recovery. He's a strong kid. He's a young kid, and he's gonna be back stronger than ever.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.